Welcome, Megatron again. Prophet's Eye by Bad Brains. I remember buying that in 1989 from Tower Records. It was a cassette. And nobody knew about, well, I knew a little bit about him, but yeah, check it out. Megatron, Timothy from Southern California, Europe, from Europe, Trogue. What else we got? Joseph Hoffman in the house and the other eyeballs watching. What a day today. What a historic day in New York City. Wow, everybody knew that was going to go from before he even set foot. It was already proven that this is exactly the way it goes. This is corruption. This is corruption, guys. This is Venezuela. And I lived in Venezuela during the coup of Chavez. Chavez tried to overthrow corruption. Then he became corrupted. You see how that works? No different than modern day relationships. RP Anomaly. Greetings from Colorado. Hang in there with Colorado. Mile high. Good to see you. Timmy Kramer, golf today, shot an 81. Just missed getting an eagle. Attaboy. Polska's back. Jay Kramer in the house. As Trogue says, the die is cast. But we'll see. We know what the truth is. Every political, legal scholar has said, where is the evidence? But we're not a political show. Let the other people be political. Let the courts run. Let them run through the courts. The appeals will be interesting. Boy, if you're in New York, that's got to be tough. John Markel's in New York. Hopefully he can give us, if he's listening, an update on everything and go from there. Mouth Agape is back riding his Enduro dual sport. He's on the road. Probably not. I'm just playing with you. Trogue says the justice system is screwed. Sure. Now, let's get into the topic today. I just got done with a bike ride. Did a little work. Had a good day today. Just did a 7.5 mile bike ride. I don't really like to go around this time, but I was busy this morning, and so I got one done, and I appreciate the ability to continue to ride my bike at my ripe old age of 51. She shall seek no empathy for me. The rise of the crybaby women YouTubers. This is nothing new. The last several years, 5-6 years, women have been crying on platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, what else? YouBoobs, and all the other areas where women and some men, weak men at that, are using the interwebs to seek sympathy, to seek attention. The only reason women do this is for attention. And lots of men, I've read the comments. Who was the one that just went on because she had to make a birthday cake, then found out later that she owed $20,000 in alimony. She's under arrest. She's been in court system and so forth. Yet she's crying. She gets gazillion likes about it. And all of a sudden the ex-husband has to, go on record saying, now this chick's a total liar. Or whatever. She made the story up, or it's not an accurate story. Let's not say liar. It's not an accurate story from the other half. But we know that women are seeking attention. And the way to get a man's attention is to shed tears or to be sad. Believe it or not, men have good hearts. We don't like to see crying for the most part, especially if you have daughters. We hated to see my little girl cry. You can't say that, Rad. You're mean. Good to see Bookshelf in the house. My God, the TikTok crying women. What a joke. And it's sad. They're getting younger and younger. Legendary John Boston's in the house. Good to see our brother John. The crybaby woman is a tactic. They are playing the victim card. All covert narcs women play the victim card. Well said, Europe. Attention is their currency, Mr. J. Kramer. He was so abusive and controlling. And it's funny. There's always another side to the story. Mouth bought a 26-inch Monza BMX, old school chromoly. Those were the days. You're my age. I remember those. Rhino 3, PK Ripper, red lines. Beavis and Butthead pumped and dumped her. That's why she became a crybaby. Well, we're seeing it more and more. And there's men that are getting on. Weak men that are saying they're ugly and they have no friends. And, again, a way for sympathy. Now, Are there some people that are legitimately sad, especially men, that literally that is their last hope? Hopefully somebody reaches out. Yes. It'd be nice for them to reach out in a different way. But there are certain, I watched this one video. I don't know if it's real or not. It seemed real. A guy was at the end of his rope, made a video. Several people reached out, and he did not delete himself. So, but outside of that, all of these videos of showing your emotions, crying, these women crying for godforsaken reasons, is all a ploy for attention. That's all it is, guys. They're not real. Trust not a woman when she weeps. Socrates. Thanks for putting that up, Trog. D-Man, my wrench, putting up the rebel against defeat on Rumble. Good to see you in the chat, brother. Mysterio from Winnipeg. You know the big news today. I can't say the name, but it has not been a triumphant day. This is only going to help, Mysterio. If you think about it, good press and bad press is good press. Don't be a meaner rat. Talk about how all women are heaven sent. Well, we do enjoy their bodies. I will say women's bodies are beautiful. Remember, if you have a crying woman and the cops show up, you're going to be leaving the house, not her, regardless of what is going on. That's all they got to do. Literally, women have tears on speed dial. It's as simple as that. Old school Hemis with a lot of horsepower. There are always three versions of the story: her vision, her version, his vision, his vision, and the truth. The truth typically sides with the male. Chris might cover this. He said if she's crying, she's lying. Well, most likely. Again, seeking attention, currency, and so many men line up. So many, especially women going through divorce. It's so hard. I don't have a man in my life. And all these men are, they're responding to the chat saying, oh, you just picked the wrong guy. He seems like a douche. You'll be great, you beautiful woman. You're going to be just fine. There's a lot of jerks out there, but I'm not one of them. Trust not a woman when she weeps, for it is her nature to weep when she wants her will. Socrates. How many years ago was Socrates? Several hundreds of years ago. Saying that so have women and men changed over the last 6,000 years? Are we still the same? Men have gotten weaker, but there was also troons, there was also skittles in the Roman days. But politically correctness didn't exist. Feminism didn't exist till the very end of the Roman Empire, when they started pedestalizing skittles in the women. And it fell. It's still there. Still there. In the Vatican and Rome and all that, but the men, the strength of Rome has been gone for 2,000 years, right? Europe says she is a crybaby because she wants the attention. Only she knows the truth about her own story. She is lying to all men so she can self-manipulate herself and can say, I'm a good woman. That's a lie. He hurt me because he was abusive. Trog says it's the white knight beacon. Couldn't agree more. Bookshelf says, I just assume women are lying when I hear them talk now. I assume that with politicians, but you might be onto something, Bookshelf. WHO in the house, 346. Socrates had it going on. Plato, Socrates, and Aristotle. That was an excellent quote you shared. Thank you. Yes, I think that's great. I'm definitely going to put that in my treasure trove of quotes. Men have changed. If I got out now with a sword, cops are called. Even if you get out of the situation, I have heard of the Popo tracking a guy down 3 or 4 days later. Crybaby woman is doing everything in public, crying, nagging, being a 304, eating sandwiches like a pig, farting, yelling, the full nasty program for 300 Trebek. Yep. And Trope, we've been going through it for a shit ton. Now, what do men like us do? We accept it. We build ourselves up. We avoid any conflict whatsoever with females, with skittles, with weak men, with Karens. We want peace, quiet, and happiness and freedom. Don't trust her crocodile, dear. She is a demon. She will shapeshift into a demon. I assume they are lying, or what do they want? WHO, laying it down to Chinatown. All seeing Otto's in that chat. Good to see you. No wonder why so many women go into politics. Our mayor is a woman and she's destroyed the town. Very few women can be politicians. Very few. Did you hear me? If I see chicks crying on YouTube, I click. There you go, Timothy. JR in the chat. Rad, plenty of fish in the sea. Should have been, yeah, plenty of women out there and most smell like fish. I wonder why they say to men there's plenty of fish in the sea. Are they referring to tuna? In Spanish, it's a tune. It's A-T-U-N. Remember that. You just learned a word. Delete and go on with life. Give them nothing. Radical Rafters back. Good to see you. Gem Powers in the chat. Socrates died 20, so that would be what, 2,424 years ago? Dang. And his still lives on. Mochi is back. Hola, amigo mío. ¿Cómo estamos? Okay, Beefcake back in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Glad you are here. The party starts when everyone is here. Plenty of fishy. I remember my buddy in high school. His name was Carl. And there was this one kind of skate hag that hung out with us. Well, a bunch of them. And this one girl named was Tina. He ended up calling her Tuna. I'll let you find out why. And so every time we'd see Tina, we would say tuna. And it stuck. Some tears are real. It depends on when you come upon them. Mysterio. Yes, they're like unicorn tears. Very, very rare that they are real. It's an eminence from it's a put on, says Bookshelf. Women shouldn't hold political positions. There's a lot of men that agree with that statement. I don't believe that all women lie. I just believe that they don't even recognize their own nature and why they do things. Everything, Joseph, that women do, we'll go back to 98%, is based on emotions. And when a woman is in an emotional state, there is no right or wrong. It's only what she deems appropriate in that mode. So if she's having an affair with her husband because he told her she couldn't get a new Land Rover, she has an affair and will justify it that she was controlled and abused. So the emotion trumps everything. That's why men can't win. Marcus Aurelius, there you go, WHO. Tuna Fisher. Ha! Exactly. So emotions trump all reasoning. This is why we have to do these channels. If I summed up the red pill, emotions trump all rational thinking. You can never win. She was not crying. She's eating onions. Funny. 2 + 2 = 4 hasn't changed ever. Unless you ask Terrence Howard. She isn't crying. She just wants her way. Well said, Trog. Welcome to America, a banana republic. Well, we're seeing, guys, we are living in a time that the first president in my lifetime is convicted. Are you kidding me? There you go, Mega. Singletown Bachelor's back. Good to see you, Singletown. Check out Singletown's channel. Somebody post a link. He does some great stuff. Good to see you, brother. All the way out in Scandinavia. They should hold political positions. Our ancestors knew that very well. They should, you mean shouldn't. Both sexes are emotional. It's just that men have more control over theirs. And men have become, I'm glad you said that, Mysterio. Men have become more emotional based on the programming the last 40 years. And that's sad too, because men don't have fathers to look up to. Most of the fathers are out, taken away by the courts, and seeing their kids 4 nights a month. Do you understand that? Radical Raptor says, "All press, good press." Well said. You understand when a man does not get, when he gets 85 or 15% custody, he sees his kids 4 nights out of 30 nights a month. How is a man going to help raise his kids? At that point, he is a Disneyland dad. There's nothing he can do except have happy times when he's with them. If she is in an emotional state, she is not thinking long-term. She is thinking short-term. After divorce, she is regretting everything. Let her cry like a fat crybaby with big Pampers. There you go, Europe. Pampers for 300 Trebek. Thanks for putting up Singletown stuff. But if you never let them in your house in the first place, you don't have the drama in your life. Exactly. No problem, brother. Singletown. I meant shouldn't. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant, brother. We don't get rewarded for being emotional. We get punished and ostracized. Well, a man is not supposed to show his emotions. Men can only share with other men how they feel. If you're feeling down and you say, Rad, I'm feeling down. I feel like I miss my kids. I miss the life I had. And I'll pat you on the back and say, brother, I know exactly how you feel. You're a badass. Now shut your fucking mouth and go out and ride your bike. But if you tell men are never supposed to share with women anything. And we've all made that mistake. What's my definition of being emotional? Sharing certain things. Well, let's see. Emotional is feeling something of pain. Marcus Aurelius, when you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love. There you go. Singletown says, I was a weekend dad. I will not let my kids do that. Nope. Horrible, isn't it? Paul Schmecker's in the house. Good to see Paul. We're on our third gen of males raised by single mothers, and you wonder how the shizzle got this deep. Crying means she wants attention and she is mentally destroyed. Big red flag. Well said, brother. Another thing is, emotions. When I was going through my divorce, I relied on a couple friends, and I would call them up when I was feeling down, rejected, feeling like the world was against me, feeling like my kids didn't like me, and everything I worked for was crumbling. I called my buddy. He'd let me talk for 3-4 minutes. Then he'd say, man, I understand. I've been through it. You shut your damn mouth. You're badass. You're going to come out ahead. And that's what men need. Men need to share how they feel with other men that are understanding. And then they need a little shot. And I call him, right? All crying is manipulation to me as far as from the wife. There you go. And then he'd give me a shot of whoop ass. And that's what men need. State how you feel. Have the other buddy listen. It could be in the chat here. It could be some other friend. And then get a shot of whoop ass, which is you're a badass. You're going to make it through. We're here for you. Now get your ass up and keep going. Today we are all fired up. Well said, Mysterio. She is not a Skittle, but I am in Massachusetts. They're super libtards. Great thing about massive inflation is that it shows Democrats kill liberalism and all those woke programs are canceled. Truth, John Boston. That crybaby woman got no pride or shame. And they will tell TikTok and YouTube everything what happens in their life. They're married to social media. Can you imagine a guy dating one of these gals and finds out what in the hell is wrong with this guy? I mean, it's a mental illness. If you do that in front of people, there is an illness about that. I don't think that's very smart. But remember, a tantrum is a non-fatal condition. Well said. I would agree with that statement. A sensitive man. No, they don't. Even liberal feminists do not want a wimpy man. They don't want, it's all a big facade. Women want strong men. Men want feminine, classy women. That's about it. If you don't fit in my book as a classy, feminine woman, get out of here. And women, I hear it all the time. Liberal women are going on TikTok saying, these men are so weak. Well, why are they weak? Why are they weak? Raised by no dads, raised by single mothers, the last 30, 40 years, whoever said that in chat, absolutely. Coach Craig Adams said that the young black men are the highest concentration of Skittles in the United States. Why? I wonder why. Raised by a very masculine mother, they were effeminate or feminized early on. Who knows? Or maybe it's in the water. I don't know. If he's too sensitive, then he's abusive. Great comment. We need to know that other men have overcome their difficulties, and so can you. Well said, Joseph. I want an emotional, intelligent man. A man I can manipulate and get what I want. Yeah, it's just a ploy, guys. It's something for them. I would say 1% of these gals who shouldn't go on, a public platform that's going to live on forever, crying over some stupid thing that they were part of. They hate being, even women in their 40s and 50s are getting on saying they wish they never got divorced. They're crying. The dating market's horrible. I can't find a man. I think that comes out 76 times 4 Mochi as 304. I was at Wegmans, and there was this woman walking around with a dress, long hair and a dress, very nice. She turned every head in the store, and they see a green-haired liberal women. Men don't want multicolored clown hair. Men don't want feminists. We don't want masculine women. Well said, brother. They sure do. They indoctrinate them in school, WHO. They're turning the frogs GAY. They ain't got no alibi. Women hate weak, sensitive men. They love strong, confident men. And when he ends the relationship with her, she calls the Chad abusive and controlling. She's lying for 300 Trebek. Read books about lost CIVs. There you go. Flint water in the bottle, anybody? Modern women want an ATM machine as a man, and the second man is attractive and pumps her for good. I had a gal I dated a few years ago, and it didn't last that long. She was a nice gal, very attractive. And I didn't. She wanted to tie her wagons really quickly. I said, heck no. And she went on a date, and I hadn't heard from her for a year. She went on a date with some guy, took her to a piano bar, and she goes, I'm on this date with this really nice guy, and all I can do is think about you. She came over that night. I'll leave it at that. It would get better after I thought I'd get better after my divorce. Now I have to work all the time and do everything. It'll get better. Hang in there. Yeah, aggressive tatted women, no thanks. And they look horrible. The moment you see a tattoo, you're just like, Too little, too late, ladies. We walked away, says Timothy. Vivica Fox is rounding 60 and ready to settle down and get married. Yeah. So, some simp's going to wipe that up. She'll have a list of a line of men lined up. I guarantee it. My ex admitted many times she made a mistake and shouldn't have divorced. She is tired and working 50 hours a week. I have no sympathy after what she put me through. Good for you. Choices have consequences. Everybody say it at once. Choices have consequences, and they're coming back to roost. In nature, bright colors are a warning sign, so we act thereafter, says Singletown. Just like the snakes. Red and yellow. And what's the other one about the snakes? That magical word, no to her, is abuse and controlling. In the beginning, it turns them on. But when you continue after several years of marriage, then it becomes absolutely abusive. Having wars back to back didn't help the World War I. At World War II, we know why. We know that war is such an industry. It enriches several pockets all over the world. She's probably on OnlyFans. Good to see Char in the house from Deutschland. Char, the women in England, Germany, big-breasted polys or poly girl type beer. I have this image in my mind. I got to go to Germany. I would love to go to Germany. Single guy in the trash goes out on time. Dishes get done on time, and I do everything but I have peace. My house, for the majority, is pretty much clean 90% of the time. What a great t-shirt. Choices have consequences on the front and controlling and abusive on the back. That would be funny. Good night, our brother Singletown. Thanks for being here. Our Danish brother. MJT78, good to see you again. But that's reality. Women seek attention. They're seeking it in several different ways. And a lot of men are falling for it. They seek it through OnlyFans. They seek it through TikTok and tears. They seek it through walking around and rejecting men. See, women at the same time love to reject men. It gives them dopamine and attention. Yep. I would agree with that statement. Best innovation is during wartime. Sure. I wonder what Rockwell Collins and Halliburton have up their sleeve with the next, generation of fighting drones and things like that. She is crying because she is realizing that she became a loser. She destroyed her own life with her own hands and her own actions. Taking accountability is her kryptonite. Kryptonite for 300 Trebek. Truth, Europe. Truth, brother. We've been telling sausage O's with Outlawed with Riggs blanking it. Funny. Drone wars. I just saw it today. Amazon is just got approved to drop your package, your Viagra imitating herbal pill for the 304 above your apartment. And you can order that online and have it delivered by drones. Yep, can confirm since you left, my life is full of peace, quiet, and freedom. The only thing I miss are the kids. And we do. We as men don't get married, have kids to get divorced and to lose our kids. We don't do that. But it happens. Got to accept it and know that choices have consequences. We take the consequences of the choice of marrying that woman and having kids, and we turn it into something great. And unfortunately, many men don't get to see their kids. Eventually, those kids hopefully will turn around. They have an 85% chance those boys that they weren't able to see growing up will return in their 20s, early 20s, maybe late teens, and seek their dad. And most of them say the same thing. My mom said so many bad things, created you a monster. You're the greatest dad ever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Then he gets it into his head. What the hell did my mother do to us kids about my dad? And a lot of times these boys move away from their mom. They're like, F you, man. You totally lied to us. You messed our lives up. We missed out on a father for 12 years. And they go and live with the dad. And they start their relationship over. So there is hope. Remember, no matter how hot and sexy she is, somebody is sick of her. I think I first heard that, Timothy, with Halle Berry. Someone said, I always thought she was hot, supersonic missiles. And then someone said, I guarantee those 3 guys that she married got sick and tired of her crap. She can never admit it to anyone and herself. Yeah, she can't even admit it to guys, or to other friends that are women. I guarantee it. I agree with that statement, WHO. I ain't going to read it. Frost has a new channel. I'll check it out. I heard he changed his handle. Forget electromagnetic blank. Oh, forgot. Yeah. That shit's real. Don't look at her words. Look at her actions. Her actions will show her true face. Truth. The kids are the ones who suffer as they do not have a deal living with them daily. I will never forgive my ex for using the kids in the divorce case, nor will I. No, we're on. She always said, you need to develop the relationships with your daughter. Well, when you're telling the daughter that the dad is a monster, it's kind of a little challenging. The door is shut, but it is not locked. Yep, WHO, I agree with that statement, both of them. I have 2 sons that I'm fighting to see. Well, hang in there, brother. We know exactly. There's several men on this channel that have not seen their kids for 2 years. Father Saunders, 835 days, could not see the kids. And then when he did, it was supervised. Sigma's in the house. Good to see you. Timmy says men are not allowed to be victims. Well, we can't show emotion. We're the first ones sent to the front lines to be obliterated by the enemy. We're the men that go up on the flagpole, the power lines to fix the power so women can plug in their iPads and their vibrators and their iPhones during winter storms. We're the ones that roof houses on steep pitches, that fix highways so women can drive to their spa appointments, that keep the electrical grid running with potential shocks of electrocution every 10 chances a second. Sure. Arvero's in the house. Good to see you. Thanks for being here, brother. No way, Mochi. You have those zinc cookies. Zinc cookies for 300 Trebek. Ghost is in the house. Good to see Ghost. Good evening to you. Paul says 100 days without seeing your kids. It's hard. Do you talk to them? Hopefully you have an open line of communication. The man wants to put a new car price for an old taxi. They are old taxis, aren't they? Just beat the hell out of. They ain't going to fight. No way, WHO. Those woke kids, they'll hide. They'll be scared. And they'll run for a safe space in a war zone. When the crybaby modern woman is making a video, all the simps comment her videos and say, you go, girl. We love you. We have a big simping problem. We do. They do. Again, the quickest way for a man to take notice is above a crying woman. Women stand on the shoulders of giants and think they are tall. That is a terrific quote, brother. If you want sympathy, you won't get it from me. You can find it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. Darren Spot. That right there, Ghost. Pure gold. We had a water issue and they had to dig up the street. 20 men working on the project. 20 women on the street are probably complaining about not having water. Some of the toughest women I saw were in South America, carrying gallons of water on their friggin' shoulder with the wood carry thing on their shoulders, 5 gallons of water in each hand, spilling all over the place. They didn't complain. They were tough women. Now, still female nature, drama and trauma, but still, they were pretty damn strong back in 91, 92, 93. Women are human beings. Men are human beings. Well said. But again, when they say, I don't need no man, let them. 10 minutes after all men leave the earth, the infrastructure will go down. The electrical grid will go down. The natural gas to heat their homes or cool their homes, the AC, everything will fall apart. Then they'll wish they had a dad or a man in their life. Good for you. Talk to them regularly. My ex isn't a complete 100%, just about 98%. Well, at least you get to talk to them. Just be positive, Paul. Let them know you love them. 95%. I would say higher, 98%, but you're well said. Men mine the gold, women mine the miners. There you go. Beef Kid, you're speaking so many truths, Rad. Peace, quiet, and freedom for me now. Thanks for being here. Women literally cannot help destroying their own lives. They need strong men to guide them, which, funny enough, they say they don't need an insult. Will Murphy. You are absolutely 100% correct. Good to see you. I've always said men should just take a day off everywhere, watch it all grind to a halt. And why not? But, all these man marches, they don't work. Has anybody followed the Pookie, the Jabby purge of military? They said about 4,800 Navy, only 2 wanted to come back, and they were shocked why the rest didn't. Oh, I wonder why. They got Skittles all over the place. We are the human doings, Ghost. Well said. Necessity brings strength. There you go. I agree with that statement. Men's Daily's in the chat. You guys sub out to his channel. He's got some good stuff. Closing in on 1,000, I think, subscribers. Another OG's been around. Get you guys subbed over to him. Remember, everyone that has a channel, I'm going to shout out and plug, because we need everybody subbing to all these channels. That just helps grows the message, and hopefully more men find it by being subscribers of other channels. Not about the income. It's not about, look, if someone said, hey, Rad, why don't you monetize your channel? So I can get a check every 90 days for 2 cents. There ain't no money in Red Pill. When the electric goes off and it gets dark with no lights, dark, every noise, every barking dog scary. Well, it might happen. I lived in South America where we didn't have electricity for 3 days. That shit's gnarly at night. Now, they were used to it, rolling blackouts. Water came once every 2 weeks. We filled up a 32-gallon plastic bucket, garbage can, filled it with water, took cup showers, used very little of it to last 2 weeks. So yeah, people live differently. But here in the States, the Western modern woman, can she live like that? What is she going to do when she doesn't have a light to look in the mirror to put on her extensions? Timmy says only the man must wear the pants in the house. The woman's job is the kids and the household, period. Well said. But now you'd be labeled mentally ill if you said that. Thanks, Char. Let's see what Arvero says. I'm changing my priorities as we speak. My outdoor chores will be there tomorrow, not this. MGTOW is global for a reason. Men are finding. Troops in the military get free meds, surgery, psychological therapy, don't have to pass PT, and they're not deployable. Who wants a weak man defending them? I don't think anybody does. But they're allowing it. They say housing is expensive. The trade shortage where the hourly cost is double and tripling cause these new kids because they don't want to do the work. Well said. Well said, brother. Thank you, D-Man, for posting Men's Daily Advice channel. You guys go sub out to it. If you're single and living alone in peace, quiet, and freedom, God loves you and wants to protect you from these evil, demonic, modern ladies. Just be careful out there, man. Work on yourself. Try to stay out of as many disastrous situations as possible. And those include, but are not limited to, marriage, cohabitation, knocking her up, taking on stepkids, taking care of her resources, fixing her car, giving her money, giving her attention and validation, putting her on a pedestal, falling for her with your emotional wherewithal, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, what you would call love. That's how you stay out of it. They can't go combat because their dilators would Paul Schmecker. The batteries would last how long? Hey, can I borrow yours? Because my batteries are out. The female getting knocked up wins the Uncle Sammy lottery. There you go. Knocked up in service. Okay. There are several. Yeah. Will says, if you cannot control your emotions, you cannot be a good moral person. The worst mistakes anyone makes is when they are emotional. Yeah, 100%. Every man is in prison based over an emotion, based over a surge of adrenaline, some sort of emotional increase or decrease, a rejection, an anger, anything. It's emotionally. Now, if a man took 2-3 hours to think about his decisions and to weigh a pros and cons about them, things might be different, right, Will? But in France, isn't it called a crime of passion? If you delete your lady because she had an affair, they would call it a crime of passion. You get off. Is that still rule of law? Art Vero says, I work in renovations, so since the kids are not so keen on hard work, I'm the one working on scaffolds, doing all the tint. There you go. Scaffolds are no joke, man. They are no joke. So good for you, Art Vero, working hard. Yeah. Even going up there. I've got 3 stories on my house, and I have no problem climbing, but I had a guy fix my gutter. I'm not going up there. I'm like, here, go. And we had a 3-story, 38-foot ladder, got on, went up and fixed the gutter, gave him some money. Saw him the other day, gave him some cash, and he fixed my gutter, put in a couple of screws, and 5 minutes done. But you know what? Let the young bucks do that. And I'm not scared of it. I just figured he'd do it. He had the ladder and everything. I don't want to lift up a ladder. Those big ladders, man, you can pull your back out. In the old way of the church, it used to be any major decision required 3 days of fasting and prayer. Boy, how we've lost our way, Bookshelf. I think that's exceptional advice. Slam is in the house. Where all the good men at? In their friend zone, says Slam. Check out Slam's channel too. Good to see you, brother. When the ice cubes start to melt, the cheese gets moldy and the AC stops cooling. Then they'll really start to cry. We men make all of the good stuff happens, brothers, says T-Tox. They won't be able to put their, good to see you, T-Tox, their filler found, the lotion to help their fillers and lips because they won't have any lighting. RPM hockey mask vids are in the hundreds now. Interesting. There's Slam's channel. Appreciate that. Into the year number 23, I only fell once from the rear bumper of a cube van. He's safe out there. Modern women lower their standards when they hit the wall very hard. She got some illness in her 20s. I don't make bad deals. Better deal is staying single and eating Pringles. There you go. Guys, appreciate you putting up our good men in the chat. But that is reality. Women seek attention. Accountability is their kryptonite. Attention is their currency. It's really cringy when you see somebody crying because they can't find a man. Now, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Is it the man's fault? It's always Jermaine's fault. Dude, I'm regularly 40 foot up in the air at work, and that can be sketchy, but a damn near 40-foot ladder is, yeah. I just didn't want to raise that ladder. I'm like, you know what? You go do it. F that. Ian Blades is in the house. Drizzle to you, my brother. Mr. Sammy is back. Good to see you. Giddy up. You got any primas down there for me, Mr. Sammy? I want attention, not just from men in the 90%. Yeah, some of those, again, I don't need no man. Who's going to go fix that 5-story electrical grid that went down? Men. Very few women are in the trades. Very few women in the trades can even do the work of the trades. Off to the man cave. Freedom seeds. Or freedom seeks. Freedom seeds. Oh, I see what you mean. Awesome. Cherry picker is a solid ass piece of machinery compared to a ladder. The only cherry picker I know is, the automobile. When they pull the engine out, they call it cherry picker. I didn't know there's a different one. I'll have to check that out. Modern women can't find a man because they have so many delusional standards and they are too masculine. Maybe they take steroids and train. I don't date masculine and disrespectful women. Men are not supposed to date masculine, mouthy, disrespectful women. Men like classy, feminine women that respect themselves and men. Women have been bamboozled, and so have men. And men are allowing this behavior because it's everywhere. So men are literally molding into what women think they want, but they don't want. That's why I say, follow the Tom Likas way. Be a jerk. Being nice is not the way to go. Jordan Peterson, whether you like him or not, says being nice makes you agreeable. And agreeable is a weakness to a woman. Joseph Hoffman, ladies consistently fail to admit their part in a failed relationship. Accountability is a tough thing for ladies. I think it goes back to when they were 4 and 5 and they cried and the dad's like, okay, didn't give them that harsh of a treatment. But the little 4 and 5-year-old boy that cried and, stole a piece of gum, he's going to get his bottom whipped. John says, my ex was complaining about a leaky faucet for months. All it needs is a cartridge replacement, but she needs no man. And those are so easy to fix. Mine had, when I moved out, like 6 months later, she had to fix the downstairs bathroom, $400. Did I help pay for it? No. She wanted the house. She had to take care of all the repairs. I don't need no man. It's like a forklift. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Cherry picker. I see those one with the big tires that look like cranes that you sit in a little basket. Maybe that's what they are. T-Talk says, feminine women are beautiful. Oh, gorgeous, attractive women. But at the end of the day, still female nature and still need to be, weigh the risks and the rewards and keep yourself very safe. Anything can happen. A boom truck, scissor lift, or a cherry picker is a godsend. Them old legs of mine are cramping more and more after 30 minutes on a tall ladder. That's sketchy stuff. I remember painting houses in the 90s with my buddy, and I was getting on roofs I had no problem. But man, now that's a lot of energy to get up there and to hold yourself. If she is a good deal, then why nobody wants to marry her? Or why is she for years on dating apps because nobody wants her? Extreme big red flag. There's still the same people on the dating apps. I guarantee if any men here, go do an experiment tonight. Get on your local dating app. You can put a different name and a different face or whatever. See all the women that were there 5 years ago. They're still there. 80%. And the 20% that aren't there, they got so depressed that they went off the apps. Don't need no man, calls her man to fix stuff. Nah, I don't help anymore. I don't help my daughter anymore. I fixed her, did her brake jobs and something else. And, no, she's on her own. I am not a human ATM machine. I am not UNICEF. I am not the Salvation Army. There you go. Get your passport. Hey, I just got mine renewed. Just got renewed a month ago. I got a new 10 years to go. It was supposed to renew next year, but I'm like, I'd rather do it now. Took 8 weeks. 8 weeks. Dude, my engine need is filling it from work today. We had to unload and store away 1,809 tires today damn. Are those new tires or those used tires, Paul? All I see in the dating profile of them is I am back. Betty, in the chat, good to see you. Yeah, we're going to jump into hammers here in a second, but I just want to get on real quickly and talk about this, how this is just another, obviously we all know it's just another way of women seeking attention. It is what it is, and we accept it. That's all you can do. You don't have to like it or follow it or just accept that women are mentally ill today, most of them. How many women can truly appreciate? My mom, probably. That's maybe my sister. Europe says she don't need no man, but without his seeds, she wouldn't exist. Interesting. A man can take 3 women and populate a country. A woman cannot do that with 3 men. Men are very valuable in the evolution of mankind. We built everything. Simple as that. Droke says they're looking for their white knight, right? Oh, got you. Those semi tires those weigh a ton, don't they? Well, get some sleep, get some energy, eat well, take rest, and go out and slay the dragon tomorrow. You guys have been great. I'm going to cut it short, but remember, do the things that bring you peace, quiet, and freedom. Stay out of the zones that will cause you to potentially destroy your life, which is marriage, cohabitation, taking on kids, having kids, and go from there. Timmy says, I'm good for a few hours with the lady. With the ladies. All right, I'm out. See you guys later. Peace.